Hello and welcome to Reformer class. I hope you're all doing well. This is a level 2 class and let's get you started. We're actually going to start with some abdominals today, but we do want our springs to be in footwork tension, but we're going to warm up those abs first. So I like to do my footwork on 2 reds, a green and a yellow spring, so a medium heavy. Let's lay you all the way down on your back, get those abs going before we jump into footwork. As you lay all the way down, you really want to line up your shoulders so that they're even on the shoulder blocks and line up your hips so you're not skewed to one side. And we do want to kind of scoot away from the shoulder blocks a good inch or so, just so we have some space to clear them. Reach your arms straight up towards the ceiling and find that neutral tailbone, or heavy tailbone, neutral pelvis. My heels are just lightly resting on top of the foot bar. Reach those arms up, yet pull your shoulder blades down, and let's just start with about 3 chest lifts up. Peeling your head, neck, and shoulders up and off for 3. You're going to be tempted to tuck your tail. Try to keep the pelvis in a neutral position. Inhale, resisting back down. Exhale, taking it up. There's 2. And inhale, resisting back. On this next one, let's lift to hold. Chest lift up to pause. From here, we're going to reach your right arm up towards the ceiling on an inhale. Exhale, place the arm back down. Left arm reaches up and exhale down. Now both arms. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling. Bring both arms down and then let your head rest as those fingertips rise. Taking an inhale here. Exhale, chest lift up to hold. We're going to start with the left side. Left arm up. Exhale, press. Right arm up and lower. Both arms up and taking it down. Arms lift up as your head has a rest. Inhaling here. We have 2 more sets to go before we add on. Chest lift up to hold. Inhale, right arm up and exhale, press. Left arm and taking it back down. Both arms lift and exhale, lower. Let the head rest down. Arms reach up towards the ceiling. Last set, and then we'll add on chest lift up to hold. Left arm up and exhale, press. Right arm floats and creating resistance. Both arms up and bringing it all the way back down. Let the head rest down as those fingertips rise. Now we're going to do a little bit of a leg movement and then we'll put it both together. Chest lift up to hold. Legs find tabletop. Right leg out and exhale, right leg back. Left leg out and left leg back. Both legs out, both legs back into tabletop. Head rests down as those fingertips rise. Exhale, chest lift up to hold. Left leg out. Left leg back, right leg out, right leg back. Both legs reach away and pull both knees back in. Head rests down. 2 more sets. Exhale, chest lift up to hold. Right leg out, right leg back, left leg. Pelvis is nice and steady and back. Both legs. Pull those knees back in, head rests down. Chest lift up to hold. Left leg out, left leg back. Right leg out, right leg back. Both legs out, both legs back, head rests down. Just give your knees a little hug in towards your chest. We are going to put the arm and leg movement together. So here we go. We'll do 4 sets. So legs find tabletop, arms reach straight up towards the ceiling, chest lift up to hold. Right arm and leg out, right arm and leg back. Left arm and leg out, left arm and leg back. Both arms and legs out and bring it all the way back in. Let your head rest down as those fingertips rise. When you're ready, chest lift up to hold. Left arm and leg out and bring it back. Right arm and leg out, bringing it back. Both arms, both legs reach and bring it back in. Head rests down as fingertips rise. 2 more sets to go. Chest lift up to hold. Right side reaches and you bring it back in. Left side reaches. Hello abdominals, bringing it back. Both arms, both legs out and bring it back in. Head rest down. Last set right here. We'll get into your footwork. Chest lift up to hold. Left arm and leg out. And exhale, resist. Right side out and bringing it back. Both arms, both legs reach and bringing it all the way back home. Head rest down, feet rest down. Sway your knees side to side. Do what you have to do for a moment. Take a breath or two. And while you're going there, you're going to scoop back up against your shoulder blocks. Once again, touch your shoulders and your shoulder blocks. Make sure they're not lined up so you're not skewed to one side. And excuse me, touch your hips so they're the same distance away from the edge of the carriage. Toes on, heels will kiss together in that small Pilates V, and really squeeze those heels together as if you have a quarter in between your heels. Pelvis comes back to that neutral position, so your tailbone's heavy. On your inhale, you're going to press the machine all the way out to straight legs, and exhale, bending your knees, resist, pull the machine all the way back in. Inhale, lengthening out, and exhale, resisting back. We're going to take this for 6. Bending your knees back in, squeezing those heels together for 5. Hopefully you're getting a lot of glute and inner thigh along with that quad work for 4. Check back in. Is your pelvis still in a neutral position? There's 3. Are you pressing evenly through your right and left legs for 2? Bringing it back. Pressing out last 1. Bring it halfway in and hold. And let's pulse it down. 8, 7, 6, breathe 5, pulse 4, squeeze those heels for 3, 2, last 1. Press your legs all the way out to straight and pause. Separate the heels so your feet are parallel and drop those heels underneath the foot bar. We're going to do a little bit of a calf stretch. I'm going to bend my right knee and let my left heel sink a little bit deeper, really stretching out that left calf. Now, if you have hypermobile knees, you're going to keep a little bend to that knee. If you don't, just keep your leg perfectly straight and breathe for about 3. Inhaling, exhale, breathe for 2. And last breath. And let's switch. Lift both heels up, 2 high heels, 2 straight legs. Bend your left knee, letting your right heel sink down, just stretching out that right calf. And breathe right there for 4. Breathe for 3. Whew, feels so good for 2. And about your last breath. We're going to warm those calves up now. So your toes are all nice and parallel, and I always pop my head up to make sure that their feet are lined up on the foot bar. Sometimes your feet are too skewed to the right or the left. We're going to lower both heels down and then roll through the heels, lift both heels up for 8. Lowering under, lifting up 7. Lower and roll through that foot for 6. Once again, is your pelvis still in neutral for 5. Lowering down, lifting up, there's 4. Lower, lift for 3. Inhale, exhale, take it up for 2. Lift and hold. From here, bend your knees, come all the way in with parallel legs, and press back out with parallel legs, reaching away. Now you might be wondering, why do we call this footwork when we're working our legs? The reason why we call it footwork is because we're stabilizing our feet. So if you look at your screen right now, as I bend my knees in, I'm flexing at my ankle, and as I reach back away, I actually feel like I'm pointing my toes because my heels should not be moving in space. We have 4 more, reaching out for 4. So if your heels are lifting up and lowering down while you're doing this, you've lost the balance of the exercise for 3. So really focus on steady heels. If you have someone around in your house, you can ask them to hold on to your heels so that they don't move as you press in and out so you can feel it. Last one, I think I added one on, I apologize. Let's bring it halfway in and pause. From the halfway point, heels should still be steady. Let's pulse it down. 8, pulse 7, abs to spine 6, breathe 5, tailbones heavy 4, 3, take 2, and last 1. Press your legs all the way up to straight and hold. Pelvis stays completely steady. I like to take my hands onto my pelvis to make sure it's not moving at all. Bend one knee, push the opposite heel down. Inhale, lift, and exhale, press down to the opposite side. So we're just doing our running or prancing. Lift and lower for 6. Lift and press 5. Inhale, exhale, lower 4. Glutes are still nicely engaged for 3. 2 more. And last one right here. Lift both heels up nice and high, bend both knees, come all the way into the stopper. Wiggle off the shoulder blocks just in half an inch or so, just a little bit so you're not pressed totally up against them, and flip your headrest down if it's up. Once you get the headrest down, arms are going to come back down by your sides. We're going to go for pelvic curls. So you can do this on your toes, arches, or heels, but feet are nice and parallel, about 2 to 3 inches apart. Toes will be more challenging, so be prepared. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, you start in that neutral pelvis. Tuck your pelvis, pushing your low back down before you peel your vertebra off one at a time. You come all the way up to the top of your pelvic curl, and I'm actively pulling the machine in towards the stopper. Exhale, roll all the way back down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down, taking an inhale. Exhale, once again, tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, roll your hips all the way up. Hold up at the top for an inhale, and exhale, roll all the way back down. 1 vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down, inhale, holding. Let's take it up for about 4 more. Rolling up, reach those knees forward for 4. If you are on your toes, keep your heels low. If you lift them up, you're going to lose some of the glute work. Exhale, rolling back down, stretching out the spine. Inhale, holding. Exhale, tucking the pelvis, taking it up for 3. Inhale, holding the top. And exhale, articulating all the way back. Rolling down 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, holding. Exhale, taking it up for 2 more. Rolling up, reach those knees forward for 2. Inhale, holding the top. And exhale, articulating all the way back. On the next one, we're going to do some work up there, I should say. So tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, roll your hips up to hold. From here, lower your hips down just a half an inch, tuck your tail and press the hips back up for 8. So as you pulse up, you're actively tucking the pelvis. 7. Breathe. 6. Exhale. 5. Pull the machine in towards the stopper. 4. Or pull your glutes towards your heels for 3 to get even deeper work out of this. 2. And last 1. Roll down 1 vertebrae at a time. Tailbone comes down, taking an inhale at the bottom. Exhale, tuck the pelvis, squeeze the glutes, roll your hips up to hold. Take your hands just lightly onto your hip bones. You don't want to hold them in place. You just want to make sure your pelvis doesn't move as you bring your right leg into tabletop. Reach it straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to do some single leg pelvic curls. So keep your right legs rolling up, and you can take your hands back down by your side. Hopefully that pelvis stays perfectly lined up. Roll down your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. You come all the way to the neutral, and then you're going to exhale, squeeze the glute. We're going to roll it up. There's 4. Inhale, holding the top. Exhale, articulating down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, holding the bottom. Exhale, roll it up for 3. Pelvis should still be perfectly lined up when you get up to the top. Rolling down. Once again, moving as if both feet are on the foot bar, taking it up for 2. Reach. Inhale, holding the top. Exhale, articulating down, 1 vertebrae at a time. Inhale, holding down there. Exhale, rolling it all the way up to hold up at the top. Squeeze that left glute, press the arms into the mat, and pulse the hips up. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last 1. Replace that right foot down. Clean up your pelvic curl. Roll down your spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Keep your right foot exactly where it is. Cross your left ankle to your right knee. Give yourself a figure 4 stretch and breathe. Ooh, that left glute was doing a lot of work. Could have gone into the hip a little bit. That's why we want to open it up while it's warm. Take 2 more deep breaths right here. And about your last one. And replace that left foot back down. Make sure the feet are nicely lined up. Arms pressed back down onto the mat. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, roll your hips all the way up towards the ceiling and hold. This time we're gonna take your hands onto your hip bones. Don't let the pelvis move at all as you bring your left leg into tabletop. Reach it straight up towards the ceiling. Then we can bring your hands back down. Keep reaching through that left leg as you roll down your spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. Once you get to the bottom, you take an inhale and you exhale, roll your hips all the way back up for 4. Inhale, holding the top. If you are on your right toes, make sure that you keep the heel low, rolling all the way down. You don't want to lift that heel up really high. And taking it up for 3. Reaching up, inhale, holding the top. Exhale, rolling down. Stretching out the spine, back the neck is long. Exhale, taking it up for 2 more. Lifting up for 2. Rolling down. Inhale, holding the bottom. Exhale, taking it up. Last one. This time we're going to hold the top. Get into that glute work a little bit deeper and pulse it up. 8, 7. Keep reaching through the left leg. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Replace that left foot down. Your pelvis shouldn't have shifted around too much because ideally it was perfectly neutral still. And roll down the spine, 1 vertebrae at a time. This time keep your left foot where it is. Cross your right ankle to your left knee. Compress that right knee away. Just take a nice figure 4 stretch for about 4 breaths and breathe for 4. Take it for 3. At this point, if you prefer your head rest up, we can flip it up. 2 more deep breaths. And now it's time for your series of 5. So when I do my classical abdominal warm-up, I like to take my foot bar all the way down flat. So I'm going to sit myself up and do that now. Once I get my foot bar down flat, I give the dog a little scratch because he's so cute. And then I lay all the way back down on my spine. Hi, Dobie. Once I lay all the way down, I am going to line up my shoulders, line up my hips, just give myself a nice hug, or hug my knees in towards my chest a little bit. Take a moment, mentally prepare. For whatever reason, the series of 5 just gets harder because you start to take it deeper and deeper. Whew. And let's find your legs into a nice true tabletop position. Bring your arms straight up towards the ceiling, yet feel your shoulder blades hook down. Taking an inhale here. On your exhale, chest lift up as your hands come down in line with the hips. Pelvis is in neutral. I just looked down there and I was tucking my tail, so pelvis is in neutral. Let your head rest down as those fingertips rise. We've got 4 more. Lift for 4. And inhale, let the head rest back down. And lift for 3. Inhaling back. Taking it up. There's 2. Resisting down, and lift to hold. Chest lift up to pause. Hands can be down by your side, behind your head to support your neck, or as you extend your left leg out, you can take them on top of your right knee, which is very classic. When you're ready, exchange those legs 8 times. Let's switch for 8. Abs to spine, 7. Scooping out the core for 6. Breathe, 5. Take 4. Exhale for 3, 2 more, and last one. Both legs in, curl up a little bit higher. Double leg stretch. Arms and legs reach away in opposition. Circle those arms around, pull the knees back, 8. Legs, abs to spine, 7. Is your pelvis still in that neutral position for 6? And in a perfect world, you lift your chest up so high your shoulder blades would not be touching the mat for 5. Length, take it for 4. Shake out the neck if need be for 3. I needed a little shake out. Reach, last 2. Stretch, bringing it around, last 1. Extend your legs straight up towards the ceiling. Legs can stay in parallel or you can turn them out. It's really your choice. Hands come behind the head to support the neck, or you can let your head rest down holding onto your silver pegs. We're going to lower the legs down, lightly tap that foot bar, and bring the legs back up. Gotta let my head rest down. My neck was getting me. Lowering down, and bring the legs back up. Whew, for 7. Reach,
Once again, pelvis still doesn't move for 6. We're only moving the femur bones in the hip socket for 5. If your knees are bent because of hamstring limitations, I totally understand. There's 4. Just keep the bend consistent. Lower, low abdominals for 3. Trying not to use momentum, bringing it up. There's 2. Lowering down, lift and hold. Go back to parallel. Bring yourself back into the chest lift. Grab behind your right calf. Lower the left leg down so it lightly touches the foot bar. Pulse the right leg in towards you twice. Go exhale, exhale. Exchange the legs. Grab the left leg and pulse it in twice. Stretch, stretch. Let's take it to the right for 6. To the left for 5. Exhale, exhale. To the right for 4. Breathe for 3. Take 2. To the left, last one. Exhale, exhale. From here, we're going to go into hamstring pull 3. So we're going to take our hands behind our head and twist towards that leg that's up. Switch legs, switch rotations, 8. Take it for 7. Think up and over for 6. Top elbow up towards the ceiling. Bottom elbow behind you, 5. Rotate 4, 3. Breathe for 2. And last one. Hug your knees in. Roll around on your low back for a moment. And breathe. We do have to finish off your footwork. So I'm going to ask you to sit yourself up, hop your foot bar back into place. If you never took it down, you get to rest just a moment longer. Once you get your foot bar back into place, little wardrobe adjustment, and lay it all the way down on your spine. Line up your shoulders, line up the hips, and take the heel of your foot as wide as it can go onto the foot bar. We are externally rotated from the hip socket, and our pelvis comes back to a nice neutral position. Now, our toes stabilize here. So as you push the machine open, it's going to feel like almost like you point your toes a little bit, and as you bend your knees, it's going to feel like you flex your feet back. Once again, if you had a friend holding onto your toes, you wouldn't feel any pressure in your hands because your feet aren't moving around at all. That's why we call it footwork. Let's take that for 6. Bending in. There's 5. Resisting back. Reaching away for 4. Bending in. Press for 3. 2 more. There's 2. Bring it back, pressing out, last one. Bring it halfway in and hold, and pulse it down, 8, 7. Tailbone's heavy, 6. Back of the neck is long, 5, 4. Hello, glutes and pelvic floor for 3, 2. Last one. Press out. Bend your knees, come all the way in. Keep your feet wide, drop down onto your toes. Once again, we're still externally rotated. Now we're stabilizing our heels. Press the machine open, feeling like you're pointing your toes or pointing your feet, and bend your knees in, flexing at the ankle to keep them steady. Tailbone's heavy, chest is proud, neutral pelvis, neutral spine, bringing it back. We have this for 6, bending in, lengthening away for 5. I'm always doing a little body scan when I'm doing footwork. Do I feel my left glute right now? A little bit for 4. My left side's my naughty side. I have a harder time connecting to it for 3. Do you have a naughty side? Do you have a side that's harder to connect to? 2 more. There's 2, or a tighter side or a looser side. Always take inventory on the body, especially during footwork. Last one. Bring it halfway in and let's pulse it down, 8. Taking the bounce out of the pulse, 7. Just making it a little resistance for 6. 5, back the neck is long, 4, 3, take 2, last one, press the legs all the way out, bending your knees, coming all the way in. Prehensile, which happens to be one of my favorite sets in footwork. We put your arches on the foot bar, and we keep the arches on. You can, classically, you'd squeeze your legs completely together. I like to keep mine 2 to 3 inches apart so it sits bones distance parallel. Press the machine out and hold. So with the arch on the foot bar, you don't want to lower down onto your toe or the ball of your foot at all. You're going to reach your heels under and knuckle those toes around. Continue to grip onto the foot bar like a birdie on a perch as you bend your knees, resist, come all the way in, trying to keep your heels as low as you can. They're going to want to lift up a little bit and then press all the way back out. Taking it in for 7, and inhale, reaching away, bending in there, 6, and pressing out, gripping onto the foot bar, there's 5, inhale, 4 more, there's 4, pressing the machine open, we've got 3 more for 3, inhaling, exhale, take it for 2, pressing out, and then bring it halfway in and hold, continue to grip on and pulse it down, 8, getting some good work in my feet for 7, 6, there's 5, glutes and pelvic floor as well, 4, 3, take 2, and last 1, pressing all the way out, bending your knees, coming all the way in. Scoot off the shoulder blocks just an inch or so, hug your knees in towards your chest. We do need to rotate a little bit now because we're nice and warm. So I'm going to ask you to bring your legs to tabletop, hold on to the silver pegs by your ears. Squeeze your knees together as if your legs are one piece of information or as if we've put a little bit of super glue in between your knees. Keeping your left shoulder blade on your mat, twist your legs to the right, letting the left hip lift up and off. So we're getting a lumbar and lower thoracic twist. Exhale, come back to center. Take the legs to the left, reaching out the right elbow. And exhale, center. To the right for 6. And exhale, center. To the left for 5. Twist. And breathing. To the right for 4. And exhaling. To the left for 3. Oh, this feels so good on the spine. And exhale, center. To the right for 2. Once again, head stays steady and looking up towards the ceiling. A lot of times we have a tendency to move our cervical spine, but we want it to be stabilized. To the left, last 1. And exhale, back to center. Let your feet rest down. Let your hands go. Take a few deep inhales. And exhale, breathe. And let's get you up and off of your backs here. And we're going to stretch your hips and hamstrings next. So I like to stretch on one green spring, so I'm going to get rid of my reds and my yellow. And then I'm going to locate my knee pads because I have some tender kneecaps and I like to have a few knee pads on. Putting the knee pads towards the foot bar side of your machine, you are going to kneel up nice and tall facing your foot bar. Tucking your toes under against the shoulder blocks. We're going to start with your left leg. We're going to bring your left foot up onto your foot bar. I shouldn't say toes, ball of your foot onto the top of the foot bar. Fingertips are down, shoulder blades hooked down. Depending on body proportions, you're gonna want to round your spine a little bit, keep the shoulder blades hooking down. Press your left leg out as straight as you can get it. If you can get it straight, fabulous. If you can't because of hamstring limitations, I understand, just keep stretching. We have to square off the pelvis next, so I'm going to actively bring my right hip forward and drop my left glute down and back. I also don't want to be rounding my upper spine, going into flexion. I want to really elongate my thoracic spine here. We're going to hold and breathe for about 4 deep breaths. Breathe for 4. Inhaling, exhale, breathe for 3. Take it for 2. Bending your left knee, come all the way into the stopper. Holding in the stopper, reach your right arm out to the side and side stretch up and over to the left, opening up the front of the right hip and breathe right there for 4. Inhale, exhale, breathe for 3. Take it for 2. And last one, replace that right hand down. Let's take your left foot off. Bring your right foot up and on. Lift up through the heart, shoulder blades hooked down. We're gonna press your right leg out as straight as you can get it. Once again, the first thing we need to do is square off your pelvis. So swing your left hip forward, drop your right hip down and back, and that's what's really gonna open up the stretch here. Fix your hair if need be too. Shoulder blades hooked down, back of the neck is long.
Feels so good. Is this mainly in your hamstring or is it in your hip? 2 more deep breaths right here, opening up this right side. And last breath right here. Bending your right knee, coming all the way into the stopper, pushing your pelvis as far forward as you can. Reach that left arm out to the side and then side stretch up and over to the right. And breathe for 4. Inhale, exhale, breathe for 3. Abs keep pulling up and in for 2. Hip flexor and low oblique, last 1. Replace that hand down. Take the right foot all the way off. Step off your machine. We're gonna grab your long boxes and put them on. So I'm gonna 86 those knee pads just down to the floor. Grab from my long box, put it on my machine. Once you get the long box on your machine, make sure that it's really nicely lined up so it's not skewed to one side or the other. And then look down into your spring wall. We're going to be doing some seated arm work today, seated back arms. I like to do my arm work on one glue spring, which is a little light. If I go heavier, it goes into my neck in a negative way, so I just keep it light, try to work the resistance even more. And then I'm going to straddle my box, sitting down facing my foot bar. Once that happens, I'm going to reach back, grabbing for my loops. You can do this on either the long loop or the short loop. My feet are just dangling, but some people like to bring your feet onto the machine and let your feet just rest down. Completely up to you. I just like to let mine hang. But we do want to find a nice long spine, and we're going to bend your elbows. Oh, I'm going to go for my short loops actually. Bend my elbows and bring my elbows right into my side body here. Shoulder blades hooked down. We're going to start with serving tray. So I want you to pretend like you've got eggs balancing in the palms of your hand. Pull your shoulder blades down, reach your arms out, and try not to drop the egg on the floor. And bring those elbows right back. Serving tray. Take it out there. 7. Resisting back in. Sitting up as tall as you can for 6. You also want to get the sensation you're reaching through the pinky side of your hand for 5. It's going to drop the shoulder blades down. If you're taking your arms out and you notice your shoulder blades are lifting up and you're getting shoulder earrings, don't let that happen for 4. It's better to not let the elbow go completely straight than it is to let your shoulder blades pop up for 3. Abs to spine, take 2. Bring your arms all the way out and hold. Bring them up towards the ceiling. Rotate your palms to face your foot bar and circle those arms down in line with the body. We're just gonna go for some nice arm circles. You're gonna bring those arms out in front of you, reaching up, rotate the palms to face the foot bar. Bring those arms out to the side, dropping them down. We've got 5 more to go. Up, rotate, and bringing it around. Take it for 4. Rotate and reach. 3 more right here. Abs to spine. Here's 3. And bringing it around. Take 2 more. Up, rotate, circle for 2. On this next one, we're going to bring it all the way up and hold. Rotate your hands and then bring your thumb and your pointer finger together so your hands are making a triangle. I like to lean forward here, but I'm still in a neutral spine. Abs are pulling up and in. I bend my elbows, taking them behind your head. Classically, it's shaving head. I like to call it just stabilizing tricep work, bringing it in. Press for 7. Abs, once again, are pulling up and in. Shoulder blades are hooking down. There's 6. Bend. Press for 5. Abs to spine, back of the neck is long for 4. We have 3 more right here, really working the triceps for 3. Breathe, there's 2. Last one right here. Separate the thumb and forefinger. Now go pinkies in, palms up. Hands reach down towards the ground, but they're kind of angled towards the foot bar. So we're reversing the direction of that circle. Shoulder blades hook down. We're going to push into the straps, bring the arms out and up. Rotate pinkies in, palms up, bringing the arms right back down. We have 7 more to go. Taking it up there, 7.
bringing it down. Think about lifting up and out of your spine as much as you can for 6, resisting down, pressing into the straps for 5, bringing it back, 4 more, there's 4, and down, press and reach for 3, resisting back, taking it out and up, there's 2, and last one, and then we'll take it into hug a tree, bringing it all the way out and up and hold. Bring the hands about halfway down, bend your elbows on top of the straps, hug a tree. Once again, sitting up nice and tall, open those arms out to the side and close for 8. Back of the neck is long, chest is proud, 7. There's 6. Shoulder blades are hooking down for 5. Try not to take any tension into those fingertips. There's 4. We are working your chest here, but hopefully there's a lot of lat for 3. Take 2. And last one. Resist those arms all the way down. Go, whew. Don't drop your straps yet, but I'm glad that's over. We're going to take this into abdominal work. So what we're going to do is keep your straps in your hand, but carefully wiggle your bum as far forward as you can towards your foot bar on the machine. And then we're going to go into a little rowing ab series. So if you haven't done this one before, I suggest watching one rotation and then hopping in, because it is a little rubbing the head, patting the belly. Once you usually see it, you can jump right into it and you're like, oh, I love rowing back ab series. So I lay down on my machine and I've got enough room for my tailbone and the back of my neck. I'm going to bring my legs into a tabletop position. There we go. And then I've got my little loops. You can do it on the little or the long loops. I'm going to make fists and then take my fist right up by my, actually I'm going to go for my long loops because it's just easier so the straps don't grab you in the head. Curl up into a chest lift. This is a 4-part exercise. Part 1, arms and legs reach straight up towards the ceiling. Part 2, arms and legs make 2 V's. Part 3, you scoop into an even higher chest lift, hands come down by your side, kind of like almost a boat position or a really low teaser. Part 4, you bring your hands and body back to your start, legs are in tabletop. So 1, arms and legs reach straight up towards the ceiling. 2, 2 V's with the arms and legs. Give me an exhale here on 3, curl up a little bit higher. You can take this into a full teaser if you like. It's more level 3, bringing it right back down. My chest is still lifted. Arms and legs straight up. 2 V's. Exhale, swoop, lift up even higher. And bringing it back. 2 more. Reach it up. 2 V's. Exhale, swoop. Inhale, bringing it back. Last one, reach. 2 V's. Exhale, whoo, hello abdominals. And bring it back home. Carefully let yourself rest down. And let your feet rest down. Take a breath or 2. We are going to go for a spinal stretch next. So I'm going to bring myself up into a seated position and then drop my straps back down onto my pegs. Step off of your machine and we're going to look down into your spring wall. We've got to do a few things down here. We're going to drop your foot bar all the way down. So 86, that foot bar. Let's go for that spinal stretch first. So I'm going to switch out my blue spring for 1 yellow. I'm going to bend my knees a bit. And my feet are about 2 to 3 inches apart. My knees are bent and lined up. They're kind of touching the foot bar here. Hands come right onto the corners of the box for push through. Round your spine up towards the ceiling. Let's take a nice lovely stretch. Push your heart down as you stick your bum out behind you, lengthening out, taking an inhale out there. And then exhale around that spine, resist, pull the machine back in through flexion. So on the next one, we're gonna go extension. So it's kind of like cat-cow. Lengthen all the way out, reach. Now this one, instead of rounding the spine, you're gonna take your gaze on top of the box, feel your shoulder blades hook down, take it into extension to bring the machine closed, lengthening all the way back out. Exhaling, inhale, round the spine, flexion. Exhale, pressing away.
And lifting your heart up and forward, shoulders hook down, back of the neck is long. Pressing out. And rounding that spine, bringing it all the way in. Reaching away. Lifting your heart up and forward. Pressing out. Once again, rounding that spine to come in. One more through extension. Lengthening away. Push that heart up and forward. Come all the way into the stopper here, and then start to tuck the pelvis, release your hands, roll up through the spine, straightening out the legs, and give me a few shoulder rolls back and down. Take it for 2, and last one. Little shake out. Back down into our spring well. We're gonna go head through risers and pulling straps. So I like to do this on one red spring. One blue's a little bit lighter, one green's pretty heavy. If you do this on a green spring, you're gonna definitely wanna put a sticky down so you don't pull yourself off the box. So just be aware there. From here, lay down on your chest and we used to always say in class, B.O.B., boobs off box. So your chest plate should be slightly off the front edge of the box. Now, mind where your thumbs are in space. You do not want to bump into your thumbs here. You're going to walk your hands out, and you're going to hold on to the risers. Point your toes, reach your legs out behind you, shoulder blades hook down, bend your elbows, pull yourself all the way forward, and then inhale, resist all the way back out. Shoulder blades hook down. Think about this as a shoulder blade stability exercise. And let's take this up for 6. Shoulder blades hook down as you resist out. If you go all the way up to straight arms and your shoulder blades pop up, don't go to a straight arm. Taking it up for 5. When I first started doing this exercise, I could not let my arms go completely straight and keep my shoulder blades down, so I limited my range of motion for 4. Bending forward, reaching away for 3, taking it up, shoulder blades hook down as you straighten those arms out for 2, forward, resisting out about halfway and holding. Shoulder blades hook down, try to pull more with the pinky side of your hand and give me a little pulse forward for 8, 7, this should be going into the teres, 6, little muscle in the back of the shoulder, 5, 4, here's 3, 2, and last 1, and then resist, walk yourself all the way into the stopper. We're gonna go for pulling straps next. So grab for the plastic up above the hardware, take the straps to the exterior of the frame. Arms reach down into the well, shoulder blades hook down. When ready, squeeze those glutes, lengthen the legs out behind you, reach your arms down so far that they lift up in line with the hips, and then resist those arms back down with control. We've got 7 more. Taking it up for 7 and bringing it back down. Lift there, 6, resisting back. Shoulder blades hook down. Back of the neck is long for 5. We have 4 more right here, lifting up for 4. Breathe for 3. Take 2 more, there's 2. On the next one, lift to hold. Bend at your elbows on an inhale. Exhale, straighten those arms out for 8. Hinge, press 7. Abs keep pulling up and in for 6. Take 5. Breathe for 4. Inhaling, exhale, take 3. 2 more, there's 2. And last 1. Resist those arms all the way down. Replace the straps back down onto the pegs. Step off of your machine. Take a little shake out. Whew. If you have a sticky, you can just 86 it off the side because we don't need it right now. We're gonna look down into your spring well. I'm already on one blue spring, so I'm good to go. If you're not on a blue spring, if you're on anything else, please take it back to a blue. And we're gonna do some kind of more advanced teasers next, so be prepared. If this doesn't feel good for your body, you can always rotate the box around and do
the more standard version. We're gonna take this into a rotational teaser, which is almost the precursor for snake twist, which is a very advanced exercise. So we will not be doing snake twist today. First things first, if you start to do this exercise and you grab onto the corners of the box is gonna flip up and you will fall down. We do not want that to happen. Your hands have to be more or less in the center of the box. Once you get the hands in the center of the box and you are on one blue spring, you're gonna step your toes up onto your foot bar. Pressing your heels down, shifting back into what is like a downward dog. It actually feels really good to have the heels low like this. So step one here is you lift your heels up nice and high. Step two is you tuck the pelvis and you articulate out your spine, coming out to a nice plank position. You hold in plank for an inhale. You exhale, chin to chest, roll back up into your downward dog. Finish off by pushing your heels down and you get a beautiful stretch right there. Once again, step one, lift your heels up. Step two, roll through your spine. As you come into your plank position, your wrist should be directly underneath your shoulders. Start by tucking the chin, rounding back up, come all the way into the stopper, and then drop the heels down. Stretch, which feels so nice. Step one, lift, tuck the pelvis, roll out to your plank. Inhale, holding. Exhale, chin to chest, bringing it all the way back up. Pressing the heels down. Let's take 3 more. Lift, roll through the spine, taking it out to your plank. Inhale, holding, shoulder blades are hooking down. Chin to chest, bringing it all the way back up. Dropping those heels down. 2 more. Lift, roll through the spine, taking it out for 2. Inhale, holding. Exhale, chin to chest, rolling it all the way back up. Pressing down. Last one, lift, tuck, roll out to your plank. Inhale, holding. Exhale, chin to chest, bringing it all the way up. And drop the heels down. So now we're gonna do that, but we're gonna add a rotation into it. So be prepared here. Lift your heels up nice and high. Now twist your heels to the right. As you roll out the spine, you still articulate. You let your right hip come down towards the ground. You might have to bend your right elbow a little bit as you look over your left shoulder. Now lift from your right oblique to bring your hips back up to your start and then drop the heels down. It's a real fluidity to this. Lift the heels up, twist the heels to the left, roll out. As you come out to your plank, you let your left heel lower down. You look up and over your right shoulder. You might have to bend your left elbow a little bit. Bring yourself back up through neutral. Drop those heels down. Lift, twist the heels to the right, roll it out. Right hip comes down towards the ground. You look up and over that left shoulder. Lift those hips back up. Come back to the stopper. Drop the heels down. Last one. Lift, twist the heels to the left, roll it out. Left heel comes down towards the ground. Left hip comes down towards the ground. Stretch. Bring it back up from that left oblique. Come back to the stopper. Drop the heels down. Carefully step off the back. Throw those arms up. Ta-da! And I just want to say thank you for showing up to class today. I hope you enjoyed all the work. Have a beautiful day. And once again, I really appreciate that you're here. If you liked this video, please subscribe. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. And I hope to see you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye.